Good afternoon, traders. This is Tony D in the Easy Markets dealing room. We've had a fairly dramatic night of reversals in terms of US dollar strength, and also Dow resuming its uptrend. 400-point rally from the bottom has really got the bulls back on the front foot. Looks like the government shutdown over there in the US has been averted, so we're looking at risk on continuing, but also the dollar was able to get a bounce, especially against the euro, as you saw those nice reversal candles starting in Europe, starting in the Asian session, then again in the Europe. Um, Leading us to look for a pullback towards the breakout levels from 2017. So the highs of 2017 now should become the supports. And that could be the sort of target there if you're looking at any sort of decent correction. In terms of the size of the rally, it's been pretty strong so far for the last month or so. So a pullback of 100, 200 points is not out of the question. Really isn't driven by too much. It's just a bit of timing in terms of dollar index bouncing directly off 90, as you can see here, and also dollar yen starting to rally, breaking its downtrend line as well. So there is a little bit of support and room here for the dollar to have a 2 or 3 day rally. That being said, do not be surprised if the US dollar selling comes back quicker than expected, as that has been a default trend for a very long time. So it's more of a wait and see sort of day. You want to get as good a price as possible to get back into the dollar selling trend. And only if we really break some of these key levels like 120.80 on the euro or 112 on the dollar yen would we consider that the short-term bottom is in for the dollar. For the Bitcoin traders, obviously a huge night overnight. You saw the market test 10,000 in Asia yesterday, but then crack it in the European session all the way down to 9,000. Then we've bounced back sharply, buying all day so far in Asia, back at 11.4. Looking pretty solid in terms of price action now that we've put in that bottom below 10,000 and we're back above and continue to rally. Did see some headlines out of South Korea again about shutting down exchanges earlier. Seems to have had a muted response so far, so don't look looking for the market to sell off too aggressively again. We do want to see that new lows on the 4-hour or the daily come in and be higher than the 9,000. That would be good technically. Get a bit more excited, but also just if the market was to shoot higher here, you might get the whole fear of losing out in terms of getting into the market, as the low prices may not be around for so long. You're seeing broad-based gains in nearly every cryptocurrency out there as well. So it is fairly real in terms of the optimism today. Stark contrast to yesterday. Alright guys, in terms of data, the Aussie data came out earlier today and was pretty strong. Price action though is very negative and sort of compels us to be alert that the short-term high is in on the Aussie at 80. We went to 80.20 earlier today in the US session. Now we're back at 79.60. Now in terms of the data was pretty strong, beating fairly convincingly in 34 versus 9K. And last month, remember, was 60K and it was revised up to 63K, so really stellar numbers. There was an uptick in the unemployment rate though, this time to 5.5%. In terms of why that was, just more people coming back looking for jobs. Not exactly the worst thing in the world, but it is noticeable. Maybe a little bit of mixed data then, something for the bears to chew on as well. But definitely the price action in terms of selling off after such a strong number is going to give us something pause to think about whether we can buy Aussie at these high levels. In terms of correction levels, back towards that 78.80 would be a decent level of support as well. Alright, if you want to have a deeper chat on some of the crosses, because a lot of the crosses are in play, a little bit safer than trading the US dollar at the moment, please come through to the contact details below. If you're not a dealing room client of easyMarkets, you can also join below and we can assign you a dealer like myself or Russell Sandiford. Or if you're from the Chinese community, we do have an excellent Chinese analyst here, Simon, who can help you as well.